What's up? Not a car guy here. Today I'm going to be cleaning the engine bay of my 2004 Ford Mustang GT. Full disclosure, I'm going to be using the method shown in the Chris Fix video that's got millions of views on it, and you know, that guy knows what he's doing and I don't. Which is why you should watch this video, because you might be like me and you want to see someone else do it before you do. First off, let's just take a moment to admire how dirty this engine bay really is. Look at that! So much dirt and crud built up over 17 years. By the end of this video, we'll have it looking like a brand new car. But first, let's wait until my creepy roommate landlord goes away. Just kidding, he's cool. What, going somewhere?
Running. Oh, I just go to the market.
Running?
Yeah.
There's basically 5 different steps you take in cleaning the engine bay, and that's the preparation, the dry clean, the wet clean, the drying the engine, and then the detailing. The first part of the first step is to get all of your supplies together. It's really nice to have a big bag of microfiber towels. They're also great for waxing and drying your car. I find myself using them quite often. Some wire brushes and bristle brushes. Pipe cleaners come in handy to get into those tight spaces underneath hoses and in between crevices. Armor All wipes are an absolute necessity. This Meguiar's Ultimate Black Plastic Restorer is pretty awesome as well, as you'll see. And of course, the famous soapy water. It's just water mixed with a small amount of petroleum-based palm olive dish soap, which I also will refer to as degreaser. And of course, plastic bags. Bags. I've gotten so much crap for how I say that word. Make sure you take your battery out before you spray down the engine bay. Second thing you want to do is go around the vehicle and make sure all your caps are on tightly. I should say that I was much more thorough than what is shown in this video. This ended up taking me a total of 9.5 hours from start to finish with filming. You'll have to decide just how detailed you want to get in this process, but you don't have to be as detailed or thorough as I was. And you can still end up with a pretty satisfying result. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be brushing around and then vacuuming out behind, swooping up all of this dirt, all the dry dirt and debris, and just all over the engine. And I think that even just through that I'll be able to clean up quite a bit of stuff, because there's just a lot of dirt that gets stuck to all of the oils and everything. And so this dry step just in and of itself should probably take quite a while. It's good to have a mask for this step, because you'll be blowing dust everywhere. And just with the dusting, the dry clean, you can already tell there's actually an engine under there. For all this stuff, you can actually take a wire brush and scrape that all off. You can do the same thing for the thermostat housing, since it's made of the same material. And the same goes for this piece. And there's my bald head. I don't recommend the wire brush for that. This was all the crud that was knocked out of the engine bay. Just doing this step alone can go a long way. That's already looking pretty good, and the next step is the wet clean step. Now in the Chris Fix video, we put a garbage bag over the engine and then you spray down the hood. The only difference that I'm gonna do is my hood headliner, or the cloth liner, is actually not in the greatest shape, so I think I'm gonna take it down and vacuum it and then do the carpet clean on it, and then I can spray the inside of the hood and actually wipe it down that way and clean them separately. We're going to place the garbage bags such that the perimeter of the engine is exposed so that we can spray it down and clean it. If you want to do this step and remove your hood liner, there are several clips that need to be removed. The panel tool makes it easy. Just make sure that you put them all in a safe place and remember where that place is. Something just to show you, this cable here is connected to this piece here, so I'm gonna just disconnect it there because that looks nice and simple. Then I'll be able to remove it. You may begin spraying down the underside of the hood. Now take your soapy water degreaser and spray down the hood. Then start wiping off the dirt with the microfiber towel. Already quite a bit of dirt has been taken off. For the headliner, I decided to first give it a good vacuuming. I also sprayed it down and started using carpet cleaner on it, but if yours is like mine, it's not in the greatest shape, and you're going to need to be careful not to tear it up. My carpet cleaner got weird and wasn't spraying very well, as you can see. After spraying it with the carpet cleaner, I just decided to use a microfiber towel and lightly scrub it into the fabric. Alright, so I've sprayed the hood and I've washed the headliner in the hood, so I'm going to let that dry, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to spray down the side of the engine bay, both sides and the front. I'm going to start with the driver's side, work my way to the front, and then the passenger side. And this is the part that has me a little nervous, just because I got a lot of old electric connectors that are kind of brittle, and I don't believe for 1 second that they're airtight. So when I rinse, I'm going to be very careful and gentle about what I'm getting pressurized water on. After you spray it down with water, get out your wipes and start wiping down the easy to reach areas. then rinse again. Get out your array of brushes to agitate more dirt. Then rinse it off again. Then rinse it off again. Look how clean it is. Now repeat the same process for the front and passenger side. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty stoked on how this is turning out. I'm really excited to finish the job and have a clean engine. So let's get to the passenger side. It's up to you if you want to take the time to wipe down every hose. I did, but it took me forever. Now for the part that I really don't want to screw up, I'm going to remove the garbage bag and try to make sure the water does not pour down into the engine that comes out in the front. And the engine is very dry. Worked like a charm. I may or may not be allergic to dust. Anyways, next step. For the cleaning the engine part, we can't go about it the same way. We can't spray it down and get it wet, so we'll have to use our wipes and our degreaser and some microfiber towels to dry and clean. To start it off, we're going to remove the intake, and so that we have access to the engine and can get in there and go to work. So let's do it. To remove the intake, you need to disconnect the electrical harness that you see me removing here. Then disconnect the first hose here. And the second hose. Then you can use a flathead screwdriver to loosen the metal fastener that's around the throttle body. Once it's loose, you can just pull the intake off of the throttle body. Then use a wrench to loosen the bolt that holds the intake to the body of the car. It's got an odd shape, so you might have to turn it just right in order to pull it out of its hole. So one thing I noticed is that down in there it is really dirty, so I'm gonna actually take some time to clean that out. And if that's dirty, then I kind of just have a feeling that underneath this box here is also really dirty, so I'm gonna just remove it and then clean under there real quick. By real quick, I mean slow and thorough. It probably added another 40 minutes to the job. So it looks like they got these clips that go down in there, and you can probably just pick them up, pry them out. Let them all. Probably 17 years worth of grime and muck under here. Alrighty. So I was able to really clean that up pretty good just by taking a Scott's towel and cleaning out the gunk, but I think I'm gonna actually take a degreaser and spray it in there and just try to clean it best I can. That is looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. I think I'm gonna plug those things back in, fasten to the body, and move on to the other side. I'm gonna take that box that's pooling up water, and it really just looks like there's two fasteners inside and possibly that fastener there. Oh, and then that rusty guy that's drowning. Alright, I'll take that out, and if you do this, look at that guy there straggling onto the side of it. You're gonna want to pop that out. I'll remove that and do the same thing to this side as I did to the last. Bit of a problem. That thing is so rusted. I'm definitely not gonna get any bite on that. I might just break it off and then pull it out, because I think the other screws should be enough to keep it fastened in. Got it out. It took some doing, but I thought I might as well give it a wash while I was at it. So I wiped it down with a wipe, and now I sprayed it with degreaser, and I'll clean it up. Alright, got that cleaned up pretty well down there. Now I'm going to start detailing the rest of the engine after I put back the box, of course. Alright, so I've cleaned out the bottom of both sides, and I put my battery holder back in. So now I'm ready to start cleaning the rest of the engine and all the cables, and it's going to to take quite a while, so let's do it. When you're doing this step, since you can't spray down the engine, you'll start cleaning with the wipes. And you'll be at this step for a while, depending on how detailed you want to get. You may find some extra debris that you can vacuum out. The technique I like to use is to take a panel tool stick thing, I never really knew what they were called, and wrap a wipe around it so that you can reach under the wires and in the grooves. Dirt caked on this. This is just after the clean wipes. Alright, so I got the passenger side done, and I have to make a judgment call about how detailed I want to be. I don't know how much daylight I have left, so I'm gonna just kind of try to bust through this as quick as I can, and you know, be thankful for what I get. So I'm gonna do the degreaser on the passenger side, and then I'll hit the right side. Spray everything down with degreaser. Except for your alternator. Now I'm gonna wipe it down with one of these microfibers. Make sure to dry well so that you don't have any water pooling in your spark plug sockets. But after doing a quick spray, everything's looking pretty good. Now to the other side. Alright, so I got the wiping done on driver's side. And so I'm running out of daylight here, so I gotta just bust through it. I'm gonna hit it with degreaser, and I want to make sure that I get to the detailing step, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Weird when you see your intake for the first time. Alright, well, I had to cut that short a little bit. I could have done a better job, but I'm still really thrilled with what I got done. So I'm gonna hit the detailing step and call it a day. Don't forget to clean your intake. You can use all of the same steps to clean it. And when you put it back in, remember to connect the two hoses and the harness. The next step is to detail. So I'm going to do that now. I want to make sure everything's dry. So to use this, shake well, put a nice blob there, and we'll dab our brush, and we're just gonna put this all over any plastic or rubber. I have applied the plastic restorer, and we're going to wait 10 minutes, and then I'll dry it off with the microfiber cloth. All right, that's it. Time to put the battery back in. When you use the plastic restorer, make sure not to get any on your drive belt or pulleys. They can cause the belt to slip. Also, don't forget to put your hood liner back in. Alright, that should be the last of it. I put everything back together as far as I know. Let's see if it starts back up. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm not a car guy, but I will be. Giddy up!
Not a car guy, but I will be, yeah!